Thank you very much. So I'll just start, and then if anybody's got any questions as we go along, just butt in. Yeah, I don't mind butting in. So I thought I'd start with relaxation. Now, relaxation apps. I mean, they're quite useful, especially at the moment. A lot of people are finding they're a wee bit anxious about lots of different things. So there's one in particular that I really like, and this is used. This, my I've got a friend who's a music therapist, and he deals with people with well, he dealt with children who were severely disabled, and now he deals with people who are in palliative care. And he recommended this one to me, and it's called Bloom 10 Worlds, and it's done by Brian Eno, the Roxy Music keyboard player. So I'm going to show you a wee video of it. Basically, you touch the screen, and whatever you touch, wherever you touch it, it makes a different sound, which is lovely. And then you can build up the sounds, and there's lots of the 10 worlds represents 10 different types of sound and colors. So you can kind of have a quite a blue green day, or you can have a pink purple day, whatever you want to do. So I'll just show you this, and you can hear what it does. So this is it showing what's happened once you've touched the screen lots of different times. Okay, so each of those little expanding circles is where you've touched it, and you can control the sounds that it makes. So if you want a higher sound, you can do that. Or just yeah. So it's a really nice app. It's great for yes, Jessica.
Is that called?
No, it's called. Is that me talking, or is that someone else?
I think
in the background.
what video on in the background?
Someone just put something on.
Help protect your family with
Or maybe it is. Yeah, it's not.
That's it. No. Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
So, what is the name of that app? I missed that.
Well, it's called Bloom. BLOOM. And then 10 worlds, because there is another relaxation app called Bloom, but it's a bit more psychological and a bit more intense and American. But Bloom 10 Worlds is the Brian Eno one, and it's really good. I recommended it to a friend who has a blind child, and she loved it because she could she was in control of being able to where to press it and what sound she wanted to come out of it. So that, there's lots of different things. We can use it ourselves, but there might be other people in your family that would enjoy using that one. So go on to the other relaxation one, which is Calm. Now, Calm is it gives you guided meditations and sleep stories. So that helps to reduce anxiety, and it increases your mindfulness, and it does this really American thing of developing gratitude. Okay, but that, if that's what you want, that's great. It gives you an opportunity to. It's really nicely designed, and the scenes and sounds are lovely, and it's free to use, but you can pay for a premium account later on. But it just gives you a structure, if you want a structure in what is available in terms of meditation. It's a nice one to use. Okay, so those are my two in relaxation. Has anyone else got any relaxation apps that they like to use, or?
Yeah, there's one on Fitbit.
Who's that talking?
Anif.
Oh, Anif. Hello, Anif.
Hello. Yeah, there's I've got a Fitbit which has meditation on it.
Yeah.
I've never really found it. No, the meditation's nice, yes, but it doesn't put me to sleep.
No. No.
I need something to go over with.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, that's on there as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I use one called Relax Light. And I find it does put me to sleep. In fact, I tried it with my son the other night. I sat upright while I was trying to get. Sorry, it's Anne Redpath.
Oh, hello, Anne. Hello.
How are you? It's and I listened to it sitting in a chair while I was trying to get my son to sleep, and I heard bits of it that I've never ever heard before. You've to imagine the things going down your fingers and down your arms, and I've never gotten to that stage at all. I'm always zonked, so I quite like it.
Yes, yeah. And what's that called, Anne?
It's called Relax Light, Lite.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds nice. That sounds nice. It's like the old yoga thing when you lie down at the very end and they tell you that you've got to imagine the water coming up over your feet and you're lying on a beach and nice and warm sun on you. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, so I'm going to go on now to puzzles. Now, I know for a fact Jessica is mad about Words with Friends, aren't you? Words with Friends, Jessica. Do you tell us a wee bit about Words with Friends, because I've got it written down, but I'm sure you'll be able to tell us a wee bit more.
I don't know if that's the one that I use. I use Wordscape.
Oh, Wordscape, yeah.
Well, I use a lot of them. I've got too many of those things on, like the building blocks and all sorts of things like that. But this is the one that I'm sort of slightly addicted to because I play it at night on my phone. I play it anytime I sit down. Yeah. And I'm at level 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
So that's you've played that 1, 2, 3, 4 times at least. Yes. I played that one too, Jessica.
And I've accumulated 2,476 coins because I didn't have to use them for clues because I'm getting so good at it.
Very good.
Well done.
It's really, really good. I also do, it's on my iPad though, so I'm not, a brick building one. You get shapes of blocks and you've got to fit them into spaces. I get what you call that one. Yeah. But I've got a lot of puzzles and word games apps, and I do them constantly. Yeah. And that's in stock now. So yes. I'll check them and I can put them on the chat, the ones that I've got, but I've got loads of them.
So Wordscapes, Jessica, the one that I use, I don't pay for it. I just suffer the adverts in between. It gives me thinking time as well.
When I first started to do it, some of the really strange words that I'd never heard of, and I thought
they make them up.
I thought they made them up, but then there's a little thing at the top. If there's a word that you don't know the meaning of, I've never heard of before, and there's two little things at the top that you can click, and the dictionary comes up so I started doing that.
Oh, well, that's a good wee tip. Yeah, I do recommend this one with caution, though. All right, because it's highly addictive. It's addictive. So just be careful, yeah. Yeah. But it's fun. Yeah. It's fun. So Words with Friends is very similar to Wordscape, but it's like Scrabble, but it allows other players to play at the same time, so you can play with members of your family and stuff like that. So that's quite a nice twist on that one. And there's another one which basically these games are good for keeping your mental, the grey matter, a wee bit less black than grey. But there's one called Luminosity. So has anyone played that one?
No.
Maz,
Maz,
have you used
yeah.
that one? Yeah. Can you
Yeah,
tell us
yeah.
a bit about that?
I don't use that one so much now. I use another one on my iPad now, which is very similar. I'm trying to see where it is.
Yeah. So these are like brain training things that you just keep.
The one I use now is called Elevate, and it gives you different maths and words and all different sorts of things, and you move up through the up through. And again, it's free, and
is it all
I do
free
it every day. It's all free. Yeah.
Great. That's good. That's good. Because luminosity, I'll just show you what this luminosity looks like. It was designed by neurologists, and it's got lots of challenges that are geared to improve your memory and attention span and your logic and all that sort of thing. It's free of charge, but it's got in-app purchases, I think. Yeah. So let me just. Sorry, too many windows open.
Ready to challenge your memory, attention, and speed? Meet Lumosity. It's the personal trainer for your brain, delighting you with daily 5-minute workouts, all based on neuroscience research. So tap, solve, and pack your way through 10+ scientific games. How will you do? Download Lumosity and challenge your brain today.
Okay. So just a bit of fun, but even if you played it for 5 minutes a day, it's kind of worth doing, isn't it, Maz?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. But you prefer Elevate now? Yeah.
I played Luminosity so often that I got bored with it, and I didn't want to pay, so I found something different. Yeah, but I use Elevate every day because it gives you extra bonuses if you keep up a 7-day streak.
All right, cool. Yeah, they know how to reel you in, don't they? And I thought for anybody who loves Sudoku, are there Sudoku lovers out there? Well, this one might be of interest. It's blindfold Sudoku. You don't have to wear a blindfold; it does it for you. But it comes with 5 Sudoku 9x9 puzzles, easy to hard. But the puzzle board's not visible, so you play it by listening, which is quite good. That would be quite challenging, I think. I find Sudoku a nightmare. I can't do it. But just not my type of brain. But if you like Sudoku and you want a wee bit of a further challenge, I think that one would be good because you just listen and you have to work it out. So it does give you a few numbers, I think, to start you off with, but after that you're on your own. So does anyone else have any other puzzle games that they like to play or they've heard of that?
How do you, to tell you the truth, Pauline, it's an 8. Right?
I know it's you.
How on earth do you get into the app?
How do you get in? Okay, right. I will.
I've got my tablet here.
Right, and I'll show you. Hang on a second. I'll just show you what the App Store logo looks like. You know what that looks like?
And I've got a thing here. If I press WhatsApp, is that
no? It's not.
Oh no! Hang on. Let me just show you something. Oh, hang on.
App Store.
Right. What at the bottom of your? No, hang on. Sorry, I'm trying to work out what I'm doing. Hang on.
What's Microsoft apps?
Well, that's part of it, but that's not very. Right.
It's just what's on my laptop here, my tablet.
Yeah, hang on a sec. I'm just going to show you an image, and it asks you if you've got it on your. Right. See that A there, the blue A. Have you got that on your iPad?
No.
She's on a tablet.
No,
so it'll be Play Store.
It's Play Store.
Play Store. Right. Okay.
Mine's is App Store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
App Store is for Apple.
Yeah.
Play Store is for Android, so anything but Apple.
Right.
Yeah.
And does somebody have to put this on for you? Do we have to?
No.
No, hang on.
No.
Look at this one. Do you see that anywhere on your?
I do,
You got that one?
No.
You not got that one, Annette?
Oh, so you're in Google now then?
Oh, brilliant.
So are you on an iPad, Annette, or are you on a tablet?
I'm on my tablet.
I'm doing SWY.
Okay, so if you should have Google Play on your tablet somewhere.
It says Play Store on my Android.
It says Play Store on mine.
I've got Play Store. There you are.
Yeah, press that, and that is basically where you get all of your apps.
Oh, I see.
And you can put in whatever you fancy putting in. You can put it in, but it's best to kind of, check them out before you download them, because if you download them, then it clogs up your machine, and it makes it run a lot slower. So you can download them and you can play them or do them for a half an hour or so, and then you can delete them again.
Right.
If you don't like them, I do that often.
So if I press Play Store's got that wee triangle there on it.
Yeah.
There's a few different, on that screen you'll see a few different representations.
That's right. So if I press that then,
That'll
right.
take you to where you get the app.
Oh,
So the Microsoft apps thing that you have, that's only for Microsoft apps. It's not for all the apps that people in the world have made that could be used by you.
right.
Yeah. So, and most app developers, because Android and Apple are huge all over the world, most app developers have developed them for both Android or iOS. It's often called iOS when it's Apple.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okie doke.
Thank you.
So now you know where to get them. Now we'll need to tell you what we think it would be useful. So I'm going to go on to cooking and baking. Now there's loads of cooking and baking apps available. Does anybody here use any at the moment that they would like to recommend?
Nope.
No. Okay. Okay. So there's one called CookPad, which you can add. You can look up the recipes. You can add them as favourites. You can manage your shopping lists on it, and it just builds up to be a little a library of recipes that you can use. Because instead of getting them out the back of Women Together, you can get them online. But I'd like you to get them out the back of Women Together too. And then there's another one called Epicurious. Now Epicurious looks gorgeous. It's done by the people behind the Condé Nast magazines. So you get all the recipes from from their titles. So it's got publishers like Bon Appetit, Gourmet, and HarperCollins. It's got recipe reviews and ratings from home cooks, so you can work out whether it's going to be useful before you actually use it. You can set timers. You can set timers for various different ingredients, so you know how long to cook it. So if it's a salmon steak or a beef steak, you can set a timer and you can use that while you're cooking. And it's got a shopping list as well, so you can make your own shopping list. All recipes, you all probably know allrecipes.com. All recipes have an app, which is really good. What I see as a slight problem or slight drawback with all recipes is it often changes from American to British. But I have an app that can help you with that. The next one then is Kitchen Dial. So Kitchen Dial is an app, so it converts things for you. It tells you the right conversions while things are cooking, and it's got a brilliant feature where it's got a gyroscope in it and an accelerometer. Who knew that was a thing? But it's got an accelerometer in it, so you don't have to touch the screen. You can just nudge it with your elbow, and it'll turn the dial. I'll show you. It when there. Okay. So.
Kitchen Dial 2.0. For easy conversions, just turn the dials. Just choose which measurement, the amount, and what you'd like to convert to. It's that easy. Switch to touch-free mode by shaking or pressing the touch-free button, and make selections by rotating and jolting forwards and backwards. There's a new help section. Tap on each element for descriptions. Add features and remove ads with the Master Dial upgrade.
So that'll be the payment part.
Ingredient weights button allows you to pick from a large list of common cooking ingredients. If you need to enter a custom number, you can do so in the number input section. Now you can convert between Celsius and Fahrenheit. For international conversions, you can switch each dial to convert between US, metric, and imperial. Finally, there are themes for purchase. Available now on the App Store.
So that one then, guys, is an app store one. So that means it's only for iPads and iPhones. Okay. I mean, I think it's a wee bit, all the stuff about, nudging it and flipping it and doing all that is a bit annoying. But the actual conversion thing is good, and the Fahrenheit to Celsius thing's good. So I keep going on. And
there's a question there from Anne C. There's a question.
Sorry, Anne C. Hello, Anne C. How are you? Let's see where you are. Is it in chat or is it?
It's in chat. It's in chat.
See, I don't like to have my phone in the kitchen. I'll drop it in something.
You get it in the dumpling.
Phone soup. That's what you want. Phone soup.
Phone soup. Yeah.
Yeah. I think when most apps for Android work on tablet or on the phone. Do you find that, Anne?
Well, I tend to use my tablets are Windows tablets. So a lot of these you can't. They're only meant for phones. I mean.
Yeah, there are Windows phones, so there must be. To be honest, Anne, I'm not sure because I haven't had a Windows tablet. I'm a Mac girl, so there's Windows phones, so they must have apps for Windows phones. But I don't know about this one. That one's definitely not. That one's only iPad and iPhone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't use Apple at all, really.
No. Once I think it's like Marmite. Once you use a Windows or use an iMac or an iPad, you can't cross over. You just you like the way it talks to you and like what it looks like.
I like the price.
Yeah, well, that too. So, has anybody got any questions on anything we've had so far, or no? Okay.
Pauline, sorry, I missed the app you spoke about before the kitchen dial. What was it called?
All right, yeah. So there's one called Epicurious, and that's the one run by it's developed by Condé Nast recipes on it from all their titles. So it's got things like from the HarperCollins books and things like that. And there's also All Recipes. Now you'll probably know allrecipes.com, but All Recipes have an app. And that was the dog choking there. That wasn't me. But the All Recipes one, I was saying that it's slightly annoying because it goes between cups and grams and pounds and ounces and everything. So that's why I was saying the kitchen dial is good to have if you're going to use something like that. Yeah. So, anybody else got any more cooking ones? Because those are the ones that I thought were the interesting ones. But some of you might have some that you're using. No.
Just a question,
Yes.
Pauline.
Hello, Anne.
Hi. I like the idea of the kitchen dial because I'm usually going, if I'm doing a conversion, I'm going to look for my book that gives me conversions.
Yeah.
And I also have a book that will give me substitutes. So if you don't have buttermilk, what do you add to regular milk to get buttermilk?
Yeah.
Do you know if there's any kind of apps that give the
alternatives,
recipe substitutions?
I don't, but I'll look that up.
I just googled that and get the answer.
Oh, did you? Go on then.
Yeah.
What's the answer, Fiona? Is that Fiona?
No, it was Margaret, and I can't remember what it is. It's either vinegar or lemon juice.
Yeah. Vinegar. Lemon juice.
Yeah.
There's your answer, Anne. You have to just phone Margaret, and Margaret will tell you. Margaret's the app.
Well, I have, like I do have, but I've got 2 or 3 sources. So it's like, okay, which one has this and which one has that? So Googling, but I just wondered if there was an app for it.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. So, but it would be quite niche. Can I suggest it would be quite niche? But that would be useful. But it might be a part of another app. So I'll have a look and see.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Anne. Thank you. That's great. Now, where are we? So that's the end of the cooking and baking ones, and then going to go on to office helpers. Now, I know that most of you probably would rather not be seen in an office anymore, but you might need to do certain things at home that you need to use office stuff for. So there's a really good. I use it. I've used it when I interview people. This is what I use. I record people either on a dictaphone or if I'm using Zoom. Like for instance, the other day I interviewed Sheila, and we talked on Zoom, and then I downloaded the Zoom recording automatically downloads onto the desktop for me. And then I take the MP4 file, which is the sound file, not the video file, and I put the MP4 file into an app called Otter.ai. Now Otter is
Is that O-T-T-E-R?
OTTER.ai. Now Otter is an automatic recording transcription service that works in real time. That's what they call it. But basically, it's genius. If you need to record someone speaking, and you want to get it just right, well, Otter is brilliant. I'll show you quickly what. I mean, it can be a liability as well. I'm going to just warn you, because it makes words up. And you read the sentence, you think that's not what that person said. So you do have to go through it, but I'll show you how you go through it. It's
how does it work with accents?
Well, that's what the problem is. But even like Sheila's got a lovely voice. She doesn't have an accent really, and it has some difficulty sometimes. So I can keep all my you can use it 3 times without paying for it, which is great. So you might only need to use it once or twice. So Sheila Zoom, it just basically comes in like this, and you can play it.
To record. So basically, I just want a wee short chat about how long you've been.
Yeah. So, and then it divides people up into speaker 1 and speaker 2. It's really only for 2 people. If it's any more than that, it's just a nightmare. It can't work out who's who.
And you can cost.
I'm very slow.
What does it cost? It doesn't cost anything. This is Sheila talking. This is Sheila talking now, and I can highlight things that she's said, or I can edit. So editing is brilliant in this. Normally, when I used to transcribe things, I'd be listening to something, playing it back, listening, playing it back, and typing it up. So it's all done for you, but it can be a bit iffy on the content. So you as I edit it, I can.
It was a lovely class.
So if that word wasn't 1, I could put 3.
Class. Oh yes.
Yeah. And I can keep doing that. I can change that to Karen if it was Karen instead of Susie. So I can do it in real time. It's brilliant. So I'd hugely recommend that if you want to record an important meeting or you have to tell people you're recording them. That's very important. Yes. You must tell people you're recording them, but you can't do it.
Have you ever tried to put music?
No, I haven't, Anne. What are you thinking? Songs?
I'm thinking of transcribing the lyrics because at the moment I do that very laboriously at the moment. But
I think really it might work with that. I'd give it a try and see what happens. That sounds interesting. I think as long as you don't run into each word. As long as there's a slight gap between, although talking you run in, so I think that might be a useful way to use it.
If you want to use it more than the 3 free times, how much is it?
It's £7.99 a month, I think. Oh. I know, but they're all that price. If you want to use something, I use it a lot. So I don't mind paying that. I think it's just like manna from heaven for me because it saves me so much blooming time.
And do you just cut and paste that onto a document? Or is that providing a document?
It provides it. You just export it. So exports it, and you can choose to export it as the way I showed you there, where it's speaker 1 and speaker 2. Or you can choose to merge everything. So if you just want to merge it all. I say yes a lot when people are talking, so I have to cut out all those blooming yeses.
Right.
Yes or as well. So yeah, you do have to go through it, but like I interviewed someone in England 2 weeks ago. And I really hardly changed a word she said because it was all her. She obviously had the otter type of voice, But Sheila, you've got a lovely voice, but there were some hilarious things in it,
Pauline, you did say you always ask permission to record, but you didn't ask permission to play it back to everybody.
Oh, sorry. What did you say in one wee bit?
I'm wondering if it copes with other than English.
I always say yeah a lot.
Yeah, do you?
I must make that yes. I'll work on that.
Yes, quite. We all have to work on different things, Sheila. It's okay.
So, just in English.
Yes, it's just in English. Just in English, yeah. So the next one is Tiny Scanner. I don't know if you know this one, but it's a scanning. You can scan anything on your phone, and you can turn it into PDFs. So that's really, really useful if you've got a letter that you want to send to someone that you can't send through the post, or you want to record it, a letter that's come in. You don't need a big printer. You just use it's just in your phone, and you just draw your phone down and it scans it, and it saves your phone as a PDF.
Is that just Apple? Is that just Apple?
I don't think so. Tiny Scanner. Let me just have a wee check.
The Otter AI will be very useful.
Android as well. Yeah. Sorry, and the Otter.
It will be very, very useful. The Otter will be very useful for genealogy. I've got tapes upstairs from old gents in the village that I've never managed to get down to transcribing, even in lockdown.
Yeah. That's because you're too busy ironing.
I only iron once a day. Part of the schedule. There's all sorts of other things on the schedule as well.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it would be brilliant for transcribing things like that. It'd be really good. But the good thing is that once you've got it on Otter, you can go back to it whenever you like. It stores it for you, and you can go back and it's all there. You don't have to listen to a separate tape or recording. It's in it. So you, as you're looking through it and typing over it, you're listening to it at the same time. It's I can't speak highly enough of it. It's just a brilliant app.
Right. Okay.
So
thank you.
Yes. So what have we got next? We've got. So we all like Tiny Scanner, yeah. Tiny Scanners. Tiny Scanner's very cool, and Dragon Dictation. Dragon Dictation is a handy one. It's for dictating a text message or email. So if you don't use things very much, but you just want to dictate something, then that would be good. Dragon Dictation.
That in dragon as in flying dragon.
Yeah, dragon with smoke coming out his nose. Yes. Now I'm gonna mention a very popular one now. So I'm gonna ask for a show of hands. Who uses Spotify?
Well,
okay, quite a few of you, but not all of you. Okay, so bear with me, and I'll just, for everybody who's used to using Spotify, I'll just say what it is. Basically, it's the jukebox that you always wished you had in your phone. You can find anything in it. It's just brilliant for music. It will recommend things to you. It will say, "I see you like Elvis. Why don't you try Eddie Cochran?" You know. And it just does that all the time. My 84-year-old father is obsessed with it because he phoned me up one day and he said, Pauline, I'd never heard of Pink Floyd, but they're brilliant. They've been recommended to Spotify. But it's really lovely. You can listen to it as and when, or you can listen to it. You can listen to whole albums. You can go down a genre route. It's a very good app, and it's been on the go for a long time. So a lot of the snags have been ironed out of it. So it's very, very user friendly. You do have to pay unless you can bear the ads. And my dad, because he doesn't like paying for things, even though he's had it now for about 3 years, he's still got the ads on it. And I say, Dad, just pay for no ads. No, I'm not going to pay for no ads. So he likes to just keep going and hear an ad every 5 or 6 songs. But
I pay for mine because you can download the tracks onto your machine as well.
Yeah, and then you can play them offline, so you're not using your Wi-Fi and your if you have to pay for your downloads and uploads, you're not using your money for that.
It just appeared on my computer, and I wondered what it was. But if you just click it to make it work.
Yes, just open it, and you might have to sign in. So it'll ask for your name and a password, and your computer can generate its own passwords. Do you know that? Well, apps, iMacs can. They'll generate a password for you if you don't want to keep loads of passwords on the go. But you do have to write that down, or else you won't be back in. but it's really good. You can discover loads of different things through it. It's very nice. I know that some of you are maybe more interested in classical music. So the Prime Phonic classical music app is a very good one. It's a streaming service again. So you can search for what you want, and it's got very high audio quality. And it's I think that's an Apple one. It's only on the App Store. But you can find out. It's got educational and artist podcasts, and it's got human curated work and album booklets. So you can learn about the whole thing. It's not just a track based app, you know, because some things you hear a song but you don't actually know much about the artist behind that. So this one gives you all of that background as well.
Kathleen, what was the name of that app?
That's called Prime Phonic. So PRIMEPHONIC classical music app.
Thank you.
Can I just say that I use Spotify for my classical music as well?
Yeah.
And you can click on any artist in Spotify and find out about them.
Yes. Yeah.
But the big thing, if you've got Sky, or I think Virgin even, you can have it on your TV.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got it on my TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So most well, and if you've got if you can cast onto your smart TV, if you've got a smart TV, you can cast onto it with your device. So that do you know how to do that? It's just in your settings that you can enable cast, and then it will go onto your TV if you've got a smart TV. Not if you haven't.
Prime Phonic is on Android, Pauline.
Oh, is it? Is it? It said
Yeah.
the one I looked at said it was on the app, so that's great on the App Store. Thank you, Maz. Thank you. And then next one is for podcasts. Podcast Addict is a brilliant podcast. It basically collects all the podcasts, so it features almost every podcast you think of. And you can either have it free, or you can pay $3.99 and you get a total cost premium version. But if you like podcasts, there's other apps for that. So there's Pocket Casts and Castbox. They're very good for podcasts. Who here is a podcast fan?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you use the BBC app much for BBC Sounds for your podcasts? Yeah.
I'm always changing mine. I'm always going from Podcast Addict to something else to something else.
Yeah. And why is that, Jane? What do you like about the different ones? Or do you just get bored with it?
As soon as they get buggy, I change. As soon as they get buggy.
Yeah. That's good.
Pauline, it's Anne Redpath. Can I ask actually what a podcast is, please?
A podcast is a pocket interview or a pocket program, an audio-based program. Yeah. So podcast is it's not a visual, so it's not like a telecast. So it's for your iPods, the iPods that you put in your ears. That was where it originated. Podcasts were made for the iPod machine, but now iPods aren't really cool anymore. They're not really around anymore. But the podcast thing is kept going. The name is kept going. So there's a really good one in terms of actual podcasts. There's a really good one by Louis Theroux at the moment called Grounded, which is very funny. He interviews people, and that's very good. But there's all sorts of podcasts, and all sorts of podcasts from all around the world, which are really interesting. And if you get obviously BBC Sounds is a brilliant place to find podcasts here in the UK, but these other things that I've just told you about, they're international, so they've got them from everywhere and they're not just from one company.
Okay, thank you. I've never
Okay.
listened to them.
Oh, me neither.
Okay, so the next section is on visual aids. Now, I thought I might talk about this because some people you might have some in your family, or you might need a little bit of help looking at things. I don't know. My eyesight is pants, so so sometimes I use things to just give me a little bit of give my eyes a break sometimes. So. Identify, which is small I, big D, ENTIFI. Now that's an app that basically describes things to you. So if you or someone you know is visually impaired, you can you get more independence in daily tasks like grocery shopping and reading. It uses AI to enable visually impaired users to click a photo, and it's able to recognise virtually any object, brand, colour, facial expression in it, and it describes it for you. So, for instance, my friend with the blind grandchild, she liked that one because she was able to click on things and it told her what it was, and my friend said to me that they had always had to do that for her, but it gave her autonomy because she was able to then do it for herself, you know. So she's like, I could do that. She could hold it up to things and it would tell her what the thing was. So that was really interesting from that point of view. So that was called Identify, and the other one is Envision, which is similar. So it empowers blind and low vision people to be independent by speaking out what the visual world is around them, and it reads all kinds of text. Google Text to Speech is something you'll have in any Android phone, and that reads text on your screen out loud. So that's a useful one, particularly if it's dark or you have a power cut or something, you know, but your phone's still working, but you can't read anything. I don't know. You can use it different ways. And the best one, which is really for people who are blind or very short-sighted, is Be My Eyes. Now that you can access that, and you get a live person on the other end of the phone. They might not be in the same country as you, but you get a live person on the other end of the phone, and you hold your phone up, and the person tells you what's happening. Now I saw you know who's I'm just gonna ask my husband something. Who's the blind guy on the in America, the reporter for BBC?
Donahue.
Yeah.
Gary O'Donoghue, yeah.
Gary O'Donoghue.
So he said that app changed his life because he would be in situations and he didn't know where he was. He got a little bit lost, and he would just hold his phone up, and the person would describe where he needed to go, and you know, like cross over there and do this and do that. Amazing app. So the next one I'm sure you'll be interested in, crafting. So who's a fan of Pinterest on here? Who's a fan of Pinterest?
Oh yeah.
I thought a lot of you might use Pinterest, yes. So who doesn't use Pinterest?
No.
Well, I don't know how to use it.
Okay, but you know how to use it, yeah? I don't need to explain how to use it. Does anybody need it explained to them? Because it's easy.
Avis McQueen.
Aye, a wee bit, Pauline.
Davis, okay.
I get the pictures, but I don't know how to get the next bit.
What do you mean the next bit then, darling?
Well, what do you do to get
instructions?
Instructions. Aye.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can get onto the Pinterest board. Yeah. Let me just. I think people are going to be better at Pinterest than me. I use it very roughly, really. but there's the board, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can look at today's pics, and it'll just give you a different variety of things. So you can think, oh, that looks exciting, and then I basically go down the rabbit hole each time I use Pinterest, because I go, oh, creative activities the kids will love. Let me see more of that, and then I keep going and going and going. But you can make your own boards. So if you want to pin things to your own boards,
sorry, Mary, I'm in a
save them.
at the moment.
Yeah. So that
You're
will
okay.
save them
What was it?
into
Sorry.
your own board.
Somebody.
I don't know how they got it, whether it's
Does anybody and you can I've got one called Bird, right? So this is a wee board that I've made that's probably got everything in it that I've ever looked at, because I'm not very organised at keeping things organised. These are things that I've liked in the past that I think, oh, they're good. Things about birds, yeah. So it allows you to find inspiration from other places, and then collect them, so you've got them in your own, like in your own folder, yeah. And does anyone else want to talk about it? Because that's me as much as I know, but I knew you would all.
Me, I'm really good at Pinterest.
Who wants to talk about Pinterest? Hands up.
Me.
Who's that? Kirsty. Hello, Kirsty. Hello.
Yeah, I use Pinterest a lot. I have over 11,000 pins. I have about 100. Like you said, to go down the rabbit hole, I've got about 150 different boards, but within the boards, you can then subcategory them. So it's absolutely fabulous. It's my go-to thing. And like you said, going down the rabbit hole, you can spend a couple hours just pinning.
Yes.
Absolutely best thing ever.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And then you can put up your boards, and then people can like your boards, can't you?
Yeah, I have a few.
Yeah. So people find inspiration from you.
Yeah.
Can I ask, what is the purpose of Pinboard? Are you just putting photos on a board? Is it not?
It's basically a virtual pinboard. You know where before you maybe had a big pinboard in your kitchen and you would have stuck pictures and things on for inspiration and recipes and things like that. It's basically virtual.
So it doesn't give you instructions.
It doesn't give you instructions.
Yeah, everything that you pin is linked to a link. So when you press it again, it takes you to the next level as to how to make something, how to do something.
Right.
Most of them have good instructions. I've got crochet ones, I've got art ones, I've got kids ones, all that sort of thing.
I've got loads as well. Basically, what it is, you don't have to remember where you found something on the net. You pin it to Pinterest, and then all you have to do is look at the picture of it and click it, and it will take you back to that page.
Yeah, that's right.
It's great. It's great for inspiration. And once you're in it, you just start surfing around, going, oh, look at that! Oh, look at that! Oh, sparkly things.
Get carried away.
You do.
Definitely get carried away. I've got loads of boards.
Yeah.
All sorts. I've got a knitting one. I've got fabric projects that I keep meaning to do at some point.
Embroidery.
And then I've just got pictures I like Art Nouveau and things like that. So I just collect them.
Yeah. And they're great for. I noticed when I was looking at the Evelyn Baxter. When we put that in the Women Together, I was looking at a lot of people mentioned that Pinterest was where they'd found their inspiration for the work they'd done in the competition. So, I think it's a useful tool for you guys if you're crafting, but it's not just crafting; it's everything. It's baking.
If you're looking at something online, like a recipe or something, how do you then pin that to Pinterest?
If you go to the bottom of the recipe, there's sometimes there's like the line of where you can save it to. So there's Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter. You can reshare it. So then you just press it on there and it'll take you to your Pinterest. And
if you download the Pinterest app, you get a wee thing like a red @ sign that will come up. on everything that you're looking at, and just click it and it'll pin whatever
So
you want.
I'll show you this. This is how you would share it. So this is the BBC Good Food. And at the bottom of a recipe, you know, it's just a normal recipe. At the bottom of the recipe, you can either share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it to Pinterest, or email it.
Ah, right, yeah.
Oh, right.
So if you press that P,
it goes to Pinterest.
It goes to Pinterest. And then you choose a board. So like I had that bird board, so you could save it there.
Right.
Yeah. And then you can go back to it and see it whenever you want, because it's there on your Pinterest. But you can also click that and it goes straight back to the page.
Right.
Okay. So that's a really useful tool.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. So, next one is knit companion. Who here knits?
Oh, we all knit.
I'm not a knitter, but I thought this one might be useful. But you can tell me whether you think it's useful or pants, yeah. But don't knit your pants. It's called Knit Companion. So it's free. Does anybody use it?
I use it a lot.
Oh, do you? Tell me about it then. Who's that? Who's that said that?
Wendy.
Wendy, hello Wendy.
Yeah, I use it a lot. There is a paid version as well, which is a bit more added onto. So it's one of these ones you've got an option of moving on. It's very good if you're doing things complicated knitting, like lace work and things like that, because you don't have to have a chart. If you're using a chart, it's much easier than paper or any other way of doing charted knitting.
Yeah,
and it saves trees. You don't need to put down that.
It does. I've got a little. I was going to show you a video of it, just to show you kind of what it does. Yeah. So hang on, bear with me. You can tell me, Wendy, whether this is what you use. This is the actual part you use.
There is a new version. So
Knit Companion.
I use the next one on from that. There's Knit Companion in a nutshell, which is the basic version.
Yeah.
And there's Knit Companion, which is more complete.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just show the video of this, and then it'll give everybody an idea of kind of what.
Knit Companion is a pattern tracking app for knitters and fiber artists. Patterns can be complex. Knit Companion makes it easy to keep track so you can focus on your craft, learn new techniques, and enjoy the fabric you are creating. Here, I have a sweater pattern. I can view the instructions and zoom. It is easy to see the row I am on, and if I put my work down row, I know where I left off. The key can show for quick reference. On this row, I have lots of cable crosses, and I'm learning a new technique, how to cable without using a third needle. I have my favorite video for this linked in the app, so I can watch it while I knit. A single tap moves me to the next row, or I can go hands-free with voice commands. Okay, next, so I can keep my hands on the needles. I'm using a chart, and that can present some special challenges. For example, I have a long stretch of the same type of stitch, and stopping to count interrupts my rhythm. With Knit Companion's magic markers, I can find all of these stitches, and then count them. Now as I knit, I always have an accurate count. Knit Companion is great for knitting, crochet, weaving, beading, and cross stitch. Download it today on the App Store so you can knit more and frog less.
What does frog mean? I've never heard that phrase. What does frog mean?
It's when you're pulling back.
Oh, right.
There's a lot of American terms in knitting these days. I pop them all the time.
Yes.
That's just pulling it back.
Yeah, great. So
is that on Android as well, or is it just on Apple?
That looks as though it's just up.
I think that was an
Apple one.
App Store, yeah, but it might be on the. I'll just say
yeah, it's on there, Pauline.
Yeah, for Android. Yeah, that's good.
Cool. I'll check it out. Thanks.
Good. Okie doke. So next section, reading and relaxation. So if you like books and you're a voracious reader, but you want to try something new, I'd recommend Wattpad. So Wattpad is spelled WATTPAD. It's on both iOS and Android, and it's basically got lots of different authors. You can write yourself, and you can publish your own onto it. So they say it connects thirsty readers who are full of potent. So they're upcoming writers, but you might find someone really quite interesting on it. And it's quite a nicely designed thing, so you can put in different genres, and you can find new upcoming writers, and you can do it for free. So that's good if you like reading. The next one is Reader Plus. Now Reader Plus, you might have seen it advertised on TV, but Reader Plus is a brilliant app. You can photograph when you're in the app, you can photograph the book you're reading, yeah, and you can it will start reading it for you out loud. So if you're in the kitchen and you want to listen to a book and you don't have it on a podcast or whatever, you can just photograph the book and it will read the book for you. Isn't that amazing?
That's fantastic.
Do you only have to photograph one page?
No, you just photograph the cover of it. The cover of it, and it will start the book. And if you're midway through the book, you can say where you want to start it. But it just reads the whole book for you. It's amazing. I think basically someone somewhere has typed in every single word of every single book. You're accessing all these little Mac monkeys that have been doing that for years to get the book.
Amazing.
Yes, amazing. And this is a nice one, Color Therapy app. Do you know that one? This is a nice one for relaxation as well. Which is let me just find it and show you it. It's basically a painting app, but it's nice. So you can just colour in basically, but it's quite nice if you want to do something creative and something that lets your mind go a wee bit freer than doing a puzzle or something. You can do whatever colours you want on it. While we're on colours, has anybody used the virtual painting app, the visualizer by Dulux, if you want to paint things in your own house? So Janet, you're on your head. Janet, you want to tell us? You're on mute, I think.
Yeah. When I was renovating the house, I was taking pictures of the rooms just with the plasterboard, and then I went in and used Dulux and thought, oh, do I like this colour? Do I like that colour? And I used it mainly for the soft furnishings because I knew it was going to be white, or white, because I'd rather have. but it was a way of complementing colours with the existing furniture that I hadn't. I had gone up to the storage container, took a picture of my settee, and did and tried to put them in as well, and it was great. Yeah. From that point of view.
Yes. Yeah.
What was that called?
It's called Dulux, as in the paint visualizer. So it's you just download it, and then you can hold it up, and you choose a colour that you like. So say you wanted to paint your wall grey, You choose one of the greys from the palette. It's very easy. It's all very user friendly. So you choose one of the colours, and then you point your phone at the wall in your own house, and you can move it around. You think, well, what's that wall going to look like? Grey? No, I don't like that. Oh, what's that going to look like? Grey? And it just does it all for you. You think, okay,
Pauline, I recommend it because we moved into our new house and my son Stuart, he done the Dulux colour and we done the whole house.
Yeah,
it's very good. I recommend it.
You've done it too. Yeah, it's great. It's great. But apart from that, it's just quite fun to use anyway, isn't it? Even if it's not painting, it's quite fun.
It's good fun.
Yeah. Yes. Great. So we're on to number 9 out of 10. So we're on to useful. So useful things. The Todoist. Now, Todoist is basically it creates lists for you. Now, if you're a must have a list type person, this is the one for you, I think. It basically organizes you. So I'll just play you this little film about what they say.
Life can be chaotic. At any given moment, you probably have dozens of things on your mind. Trying to keep track of everything in your head is overwhelming. You don't know what to focus on first. But you don't have to remember everything. Let Todoist remember it all for you. Start getting tasks out of your head and onto your to-do list, no matter where you are or how much of a hurry you're in. Simply click or tap to create a task and use natural language to quickly add the details. Set a due date or a recurring due date like every Monday, so you never forget a deadline again. Then organize your task into a project and add a priority level so you know what's important and what can wait. You can even share projects and delegate tasks to a family member, friend, or coworker. Once it's in Todoist, you can stop worrying about it until it's due. With all your tasks organized in one place and synchronized across all your devices, you'll be able to easily review the day or week ahead. Todoist is the only task manager that helps you set productivity goals and keep track of them with beautiful visualizations. Use the feedback to stay on track and make real progress towards your goals. At the end of the day, you can rest, relax, and recharge for tomorrow with the peace of mind of knowing that everything is 100% organized and accounted for. Join over 10 million people who rely on Todoist every day to feel more in control of their lives.
There you go. So that one's quite useful if you like to be organised. Yeah. Stop share. Now the next one, Find My Phone. Find My Phone is brilliant. If you lose your phone often, even if in the house. You need someone else to have Find My Phone in their phone too, so that you can actually locate your phone. Though that's the only drawback. But the app helps to locate it. Now this app's also quite good if you have if you've got kids or grandchildren and you want to know where they are. You can use it to find them too. So that's quite a useful way of keeping track of people. You have to ask their permission to do that, obviously, but if they're under 13 or so and you want to know exactly where they are and they've got a phone, then that's quite a good way of using that. So that's Find My Phone. There's one I haven't written down here, but there's one called Mama Bear, which is really good for kids too, for keeping track of kids and knowing what they're spending money on and things like that. That's very good if you want to go the whole 9 yards and be quite sort of hands-on with them. There's a magnifying glass with light, which does what it says on the tin, which is a really good app. And there's an iHandy Carpenter. So you have to pay for this one. It's cheap. It's about £2, but you get a plumb bulb, a surface level, a bubble level bar, spirit level, and a steel protractor and a steel ruler on demand. So that's really helpful if you just need something but you haven't got a set of tools with you.
What's that called, Pauline?
That one's called iHandy Carpenter. Okay. And then the last two are on personal safety. I know we're not going out very much right now, but there are things that we might want to make sure we're safe. There's a new one called Holly Guard, which is it was seen on BBC's Crime Watch, and it's mainly for people who are worried about being attacked. But you kind of think, oh, is that going to happen to me? But I'm not saying it will. But but if you're at all nervous about those things, you can put it into two modes. So there's deterrent mode, so that that basically you put in where you're going and how long it's going to take you to get there, and you have you have people that you can have as your alert people. So it could be your husband, or it could be your mum or your daughter, whatever. And then it captures your GPS location as you go, and if you are attacked or if you get lost or whatever, you can shake the phone and it generates a high-pitched alarm and a flashing light to attract help, which is a little bit random, but that it does that. And alternatively, you can use it in stealth mode. They're deterrent mode and stealth mode. It's they're kind of funny names, but so that will raise an alert silently, but it will show a home screen. So if you're being attacked, people don't know that you're sending a message to someone else. There's no impression that the alarm has been triggered. So that's one for if you're frightened of people and places, that one's good. And my final one is called Purple Alert. Has anyone used Purple Alert? It's a Scottish app. It's really good. It was started by Alzheimer's Scotland, and I'll show you a film about it. But it was started by Alzheimer's Scotland 2 or 3 years ago, and it's basically a network of people that join Purple Alert app. And people, if someone with dementia or Alzheimer's goes missing, then everybody in that local area where the person goes missing is alerted through this app. So even if you don't have someone that has dementia or Alzheimer's, it's really good to have it as an app, because say 3 doors down, the elderly gentleman there has Alzheimer's. If he left his house unattended and people didn't know where he was, you would get a message, yeah. If they're on that app too, so you would get the message. So then you can be part of the team helping to look out for that man. So I'll just show you the film.
How does the app find out they're missing?
The person that's lost them presses the app, and that basically alerts the police. It's a multi-agency thing, so it's not just people in the street. It's the police, it's NHS, it contacts everybody. So I'll just show you. Hang on a sec. Okay.
Alzheimer's Scotland is delighted to launch Purple Alert. The app will be free for people to use, and we hope that our community of supporters will download the app. These supporters will be our staff, volunteers, members, dementia friends. What we would ask families to do is to upload information on their loved one, and that's quite clear on the app, the information that we would ask people to put. Now, nobody will see that information until the point of somebody going missing, and families can make that decision at that point whether they want to press a button to share that to say somebody has gone missing. Now, that information will then go to people who are in a 30-mile radius. They will have signed up to the app under our terms and conditions so that they can then see that. That information about your loved one will then pop up onto their mobile phone. and they will become your eyes and ears on the ground. And until the person who's missing has been found, that information will stay live, and then once they're found, that will be taken off. So the status will then change from missing to found.
We were in Silverburn one day, and Hugh, for some reason, took a huff and said, "Why am I in this shop?" and walked away. The time I had got down the stairs to get him, I couldn't find him, and I thought, where could he be?
I knew she went to a shop or she went to the bank, but I wasn't sure if I missed her and she came out, didn't see me, and went on the bus, took the bus home. So I had to walk because I didn't have my bus pass with me, or I didn't even have my wallet with me. So I just walk. So I just walked home, which is not too far.
That's a fair walk for Silverburn.
A few miles, but I can do that. That doesn't bother me at all. I'm fit enough.
See, that whole night, Hugh was sick. Remember, he came down the stairs and he said, "I should never have done that, should I?" And I said, "No, you shouldn't have." I says, "And I'm not going to be nice about it because you did worry me. What if I came back and you weren't here? What would I have done? Touch wood." He says to me, "I'll never do that again." I said, "You're right."
Imagine if your loved one was missing. Now, the first thing that we would want people to do is actually to phone the police, dial 999 once you've searched your immediate vicinity. But what we hope to do with Purple Alert is then to add ears and eyes on the ground. So our community of support will help us to do that.
If that happened to you, which we hope it never does, and someone approached you to say to you, "Look, Hugh, I've seen an alert on my phone, can I help you?" Of course you would be saying yes.
Yes.
So I think that's a great thing, as long as people sign up for it. And I think in that case it would have been terrific that day if we'd had that, because I wouldn't have worried. You know, I sat in that bus thinking, what if he's not here? And you know, the funny thing about it is the real local bus that comes, the driver said to me one day, "For God's sake, you've got that guy out every day. Were you in this bus?" I felt like saying, "Well, do you know?" I said, "That's right. Can you not get him a break and let him stay in this?"
So there we go. There we go. Let me just get that off now. So I've known about that app for a wee while, and I think as someone who had a mother with dementia, I think it's a wonderful app to have or to be part of. You know, especially if you're in a smaller area where you might be able to see people. You know, and when we're allowed out again.